Well, this could be an excellent one. I think Big obviously have picked this for a reason. They've got to hope they pick this up. Dust 2, it was flat at the beginning, but they certainly stepped up later in the game. But we're right into Nuke. The pistol is ready. It's Team Spirit on the CT side, Big on the T side. A little bit of utility sprinkled in on Tizian and Tabson, but it's a fast play towards outside from Big, immediately putting pressure on towards Mir.
He's smoked off at the moment, so even more pressure for him. Can't get a whole lot done through it. Sumdai Young doesn't want to keep on taking that fight, and so Big sees a little bit of control towards outside. They can go down secret if they want to. Taking the fight versus Sumdai Young's a little bit too risky for my blood, but they want to do it. They want to take him down. They need to make progress towards the side, and this is just a distraction. Look who's up close. Tabson already here alongside Nex. They're ready to split in on him, so Sumdai Young should be backing off at this point, finding himself a more passive angle and goes up towards Heaven. Looking for Tabson, but up on top of the railings, he's got the better angle.
Certainly does, and Sumdai Young is overrun by Tabson. Kill comes in pretty quickly, and finally a first blood drawn, but Mir's pushed all the way through lobby. This could be a perfect kill towards Tizian, but he turns around and he finds himself a headshot. Tizian, the right read, the sixth sense, but on his balance, finally drawing something back for Team Spirit, but they've got so much more to do. Magic's on 4 HP, starts to go through the lower ends of hell. Up towards the top of the ladders, and Terra's head taking off. Smooya able to find one on the P250 as Magix just sits here on 4 HP. 3 versus 1, it's not doable. Most likely here from Magix, he'll go back up using the cover of the generators, but Smooya just wants to drop him. 1 bullet would be enough to get rid of Magix, but of course the same if you land the headshot from Magix here. So Smooya doesn't really want to take that fight. Instead, lets Magix run up towards Heaven, where Tabson might just fall, and finally he is dealt with. The pistol pickup is in with Big, and they need a good start here on the second map.
He evaded death for long enough. 1-0 on the T side. This is exactly what Big need, as you said, Dinko. It was a slow start on Dust 2, and this has to be a bit of a change because it won't be as easy if Big don't start off strong on Nuke to pull back into the game. We'll be swapping over to the CT side afterwards. They want to be looking at about 6 rounds on the board to feel comfortable. And for Team Spirit, they will do everything they can to stop Big from achieving that. Starting here with a forced buy in round number 2 after losing the pistol. They've taken out a Scout, an SMG alongside pistols, and Big immediately going in for a more slowed down approach. 4 Galils and an AK, so they want to use the range to their advantage, but they don't get much of a choice here as Sumdai Young catches them from above, but caught on the Molotov. He wasn't long for this world.
Yeah, Tabson with 1. Mir able to step up, and more is needed. Chopper will find one on the 5-7. A headshot on towards Tizian has been dealt. And wow, it's just another great shot from Idis Bowers. This is not the way Big would have wanted this to go. A Galil and an AK is what they have to play with, and Smooya will rattle away. A second kill through, so he's put it within touching distance. It's now doable for Nex. 1 versus 2, the first picked up, now the bomb needs to be recovered. 60 HP, but Magix, he'll swing wide, the SMG too strong, and the second round force buy coming in from T-Spirit. And while Big, unfortunately, that's not the way things should be going for this roster. You know, they come into this, they want a good start for them, just maybe even for the mental side of the game, right? You've just lost on Dust 2. You're coming into this knowing if you lose this map, you're out of the tournament. You want to make sure you get off to a good start just mentally so you can get that momentum going.
Yeah, indeed, you want to be getting yourself on a roll, and being beaten back in the second round is not the way to do that. Now as they come in with a force buy of their own, it's not quite as strong as what Team Spirit had to work with a fast play out towards A, dropping down, but losing a lot of players as they do. The bomb is on the B bomb site and looking to get a plant, but look at the reaction from Spirit. They send players barreling towards the ramp, and Zantara is not able to come up behind and catch them. This is not ideal. Now Smooya left in a 1v5, no bomb control, and very little to work with. He's on outside, he's got a smoke in his back pocket, but he's looking to try and find the kills. Drops the smoke, more so to just get rid of it. Dances around it, maybe catches Sumdai Young if he didn't have a Mag 7. At least he doesn't pick up a smoke for free. That's the one small positive to this situation. But Big won't be able to bait out smokes all too easily in the next round, as they've got nothing to work with the exception of, well, the Glocks really. They shouldn't be buying anything. And after the way that force buy went from them, I don't think they'll be forcing up this time.
Not at all. Well, 2-1. Big just with Glocks to play with into this. So Team Spirit, this should be the easiest round they've ever had. See if they can pick it up quite quickly and take it into the next. I think Big is certainly going to want to just move into the next one, get it over and done with. Mir, he will lose his way, but he has got the bomb just rolling to his feet. He does pick up 2 kills rather easily, and now out of balance. Going to try and drop Santeros, just dancing with the box, but Chopper's coming from behind, and Mir will find another. Great stuff coming through as Tizian is the last remaining player here on Big. But for how much longer is the question? Probably not too much longer at this point. Should be finished off, and Magics will secure victory 3-1. Team Spirit, easy pickings for them, and they will be ahead by 2.
Considering they lost the pistol round, that's a good spot to be in. AWP already making an appearance. And Big at this point, they're investing in. They're wanting to get back on that board and not lose steam like they did over on Dust 2. The utility is very limited. They've only got 3 smokes, another picked up by Tizian there. He had $650 left in the bank, so he picks up a frag and a smoke. Coming towards outside, those smokes are all necessary as they start to cross over. No, they're just going for the fights, and that's not worked out too well.
Well, Nex heads toward the lower B bomb site. Nex will start to clear that no one is here. Secret Stairs is being watched by Ida's Balance a little bit further on with the AWP. So if he is to walk around that corner, he would be met with a nasty surprise. So I think Nex is going to come back up and turn his attentions in towards Min instead. Tizian in the lobby, starting to make his way through. Just holding on in case there's any aggression coming in from Team Spirit, but it's not happening at all. Next, just in position now. Big. He comes down in the mid-round, right? You've got the positions you want at this point. He's still got quite a bit of utility in terms of one smoke and a flash on Tabson. Tizian also just used up his smoke. The smoke's come through. It's an execute in from Big. Next being ready to be called into action. With 50 seconds left, eventually Big have got to go for this. And his bounce might just be the player to start things off. There's a good kill. Next finished off, and now the rest of the push coming in towards the ramp room. They want to go for a B split, but they've lost the brawn of Nex, and they've lost everyone else. Chopper lines up 3 with the AUG. It's 4 here for Team Spirit.
They play it slow, and the limited utility comes into play right there at the end. You can see not able to use their smokes and outside early on for fear of being left with none. Smooya falls, and then pushing down later. The flashbangs weren't quite existing. Look at that. That 1v3 is made possible by the lack of utility. This Chopper's just not blinded out at all. Now 4 versus 1. 4-1, sorry, in scorelines. It's most likely to become a 5. I doubt Spirit lose this one. It's only a couple of pistols that come into play for Big, and so far, Spirit have been very good at avoiding being punished by them.
Yeah, that's a pretty incredible play from Santeros. Just drops on his head, takes the weapon, and finds a kill off the back of it. A little bit of BM coming in from Santeros, but it's dealt with well by Team Spirit. Still 3v3. The rifle not in the hands of Big. Mike Severs and Sumdai Young in a close quarters battle should be potent enough to drop Tizian, and there it is. Bomb swiftly rolling to the feet. Smooya left alone 1 versus 2. P250 in his hands. If he had a better weapon, of course, he'd be in a position to win this, but I think he's just been spotted. He's only got the P250, winning this rather impossible, especially with the control of the bomb. He's got so many angles to check, and it's the easiest shot of Sumdai Young's life. Easy pickup, 5-1 now for Team Spirit.
It's not ideal, but good damage done by Big. Spirit losing 3 players in a round like that, just as I was complimenting their ability to avoid being destroyed by these weaker buys, they lose quite a lot to them. That still doesn't keep their money all too modest. They've got a lot of cash, 8,400 exactly on both Sumdai Young and Ida's Balance, 6K Magic, 7.3 more. I mean, they're not running out of cash anytime soon. That's what you really want to see on the CT side. It can't really start out any better. You lose the pistol, you win 5 in a row, you lose very few players in most of those rounds, builds you up a lot of cash. Big, again, making things very difficult for themselves early on with these slow starts. As they come into another buy round, Smooya presumably to take an AWP. It means no head armor, but you're not really too concerned about the head armor. The only thing that you would be hitting it against would be like maybe the Mag 7. But actually, you're taking the Krieg instead. Smooya doesn't want the AWP. Still a very prominent weapon when it comes to those ranged duels. And immediately in here with a faster play towards A.
A very swift play from Big is the call. Sumdai Young cannot get anything done with the Mag 7, but still his teammates are good enough to stand tall. 4v3, a man advantage for Team Spirit to play with. Big trying to pull this back. Molotov up towards Heaven. That should confirm a little bit more time, or buy them slightly more time, but it doesn't quite land. Unfortunately, it looked like it just went down the ladder, which is the worst possible position for it to go, as Nex will plant on the safe side of the cylinders as he goes back in towards mid. Smooya on the outside, still lurking. Good kill, some tabs and 2 on the trot, and Smooya will back him up. It's all an Idis balance, and he starts to realize winning this is rather impossible. Smooya spotted him. Idis balance is running back up towards heaven, doing everything in his power just to keep this up into the next. It's not going to be easy for him to do so, but he spots Smooya. Good goal picked up, pulls his knife for some reason as he re-enters the bomb site, and Tabson will get rid of him. A second finally on the board for Big. It took some time after the pistol pickup, but finally they're back to winning ways.
Well, they've picked up 1 round. Let's see if the ways are consistently there. Spirit just being picked apart by a couple of individual plays. We've seen this from Big before, but can they rely on it? They certainly couldn't on Dust. You recall they won 3 rounds in a row. Then when they eventually picked up the 4th, and immediately went back to a messy attack.
Yeah, the problem for Big was in the first map as well was the fact they got off to such a slow start in their first half. But Smooya certainly not slow in the starting of round number 8. He gets the opening kill, and Big are a man to the good.
A man to the good, as Team Spirit are looking to pull that all the way back. Make it a man to the bad for Big. And they do it successfully with Idis balance down below in Secret, taking down Tabson. Big look to react by taking ramp control. Magix hears them. They're stampeding towards him and just drops the smoke and bails towards the bottom of the ramp. But Big want control of heaven, and they'll be taking it whether you like it or not. Chopper has to back off after that initial kill, knowing he can be peeked from 3 different angles. He wants to limit those as much as possible. Still harassing them. No, they don't seem to be aware of his position, and he picks another for free.
An advantage on Team Spirit to play with. And you did bring it up. The fact that, yes, they won 1 round, but they need to make it a consistent factor. And this might just be the end of that consistent factor unless Nex can step up. And he has done so on that first kill, but needs more. As he moves back in, he's got Tizian wrapping from heaven. They can play in tandem, but the peak comes in perfectly in towards Tizian. But Nex lands the headshot. Magix comes up the ladder, but now they know who he is. Nate comes through, and Nex seals the deal. A quad kill from Nex. The slam dunk to finish it off, and it's 3 now for Big.
Nex has been the lowest performer for this team so far in this tournament. I think he was 10 for 19 in the first game that they played up against G2. Finished the previous map 10 for 20, so he's consistent at least. But this time, stepping it up with that big performance in the clutch right there, the 3 kills to win out the round, and at no more of an important time could that have come through. On a 5-3 scoreline, Big were at danger, or in danger, of losing their control over this. Still are, but Spirit now showing some weaknesses in their buy, having an MP9 on Chopper, and very limited utility for the CT side. Big have pulled themselves into a good position, already smoking outside and blitzing towards it, with Secret control firmly in their grasp. Now Big have got lots to work with. And Spirit gonna find it hard to react.
Yeah, Tabson just shot his teammate.
Good lad.
Tizian. Just, you know, it's a little slap and go on, you know, just put him in the right direction. And, well, Team Spirit. Yeah, I've got Chopper in the lower bomb site. He's the only man that can really cause problems because Magix has just been finished off. Chopper here with the MP9s, and Terra's right above him. The bomb spotted, the head picked off, and the bomb actually, luckily, fell to the feet of Chopper. This position should be dealt with quickly by Big. They cannot waste time with this spot. They have Molotovs available, and finally they will use it up, but it doesn't go in the right direction. It doesn't go far enough, and Chopper's just still chilling here. A lot of kills going on elsewhere, but Chopper's just hiding behind this box. Finally, he has to be dealt with, surely, at this point. He's still fighting, and there it is. The kill finally comes into Chopper, who somehow stayed alive for way too long.
A sigh of relief from Nex there. As Chopper's had his 1v3 duels in the past, he was getting a little bit nervous that it was coming through again. Now for Spirit, though, there's not going to be many duels going their way. They've got barely any cash to work with. And so this should be a clean enough round for Big. I actually just checked it. The game versus G2, Nex was 10 for 20 and 10 for 20 in the previous as well. So if he doesn't go 10 for 20 in this, I'm actually going to be disappointed.
I don't think I will be. I think they definitely need to perform better to get onto a 3rd map, of course. Well, Tabson straight out on towards the A-bomb side, front man. Team Spirit just back it off. They've only got the USPs in play. Big were to lose this would be quite the embarrassment, but yeah, I've got the ball planted. They've got the time ticking, and a chance to equalize the scoreline. And we are on the T side of Nuke. It isn't as difficult as it once was. certainly still favors the CT side, but we're starting to see a lot of these teams pick up so many more rounds on this T side. And we're starting to see the T side meta is especially helping it, along with the changes to the map. And Big definitely need more than 5. So they've got that 5th on the board now, but they'll be looking for a little bit more moving forward. And they've got a challenge coming their way because Team Spirit will purchase into the next one.
Yeah, I can already see Twitch chat. Why save USPs? Really, they're just trying to drop one weapon on the exit, pick up anything that they could. They didn't manage it, but if Big were to exit towards main, go outside, that could be easy pickings for Team Spirit. The USPs all lined up, find a couple of kills. They don't manage it in the end. And Big now 5 rounds on the board. I mean, there was a time where this would be a good score on the T side for Big. You'd be feeling happy at this point, especially so early on, but not with this version of Nuke. We want to see them up a little bit further. Like I said, 6 rounds is where I would feel happy enough for them moving into the next round. With the fact that we're tied up at the moment, I think they could even push for 7. As if they win this round, Spirit immediately go to an Ecos. This is a really, really important one for them. No tactical pauses before it. They seem to have their strategy ready to roll with, and it's definitely a different approach. We've not gone towards outside with the early smokes, and Team Spirit taking advantage of that. Idis Balance is peeking down, making sure nobody was grabbing any control there that he wasn't aware of. And so they have a rough read on where Big are. They're not towards outside, so they're either going to be going ramp or in through main. No one's breached out through squeaky door just yet. And so the slower plays, I feel like are not the way to roll for Big. Certainly over on Dust 2, there were a lot of cracks when it came to selling fakes and rotates.
Yeah.
We've double smoked.
They've just
very good. Yeah,
that's definitely a problem in the Big communication. They've just smoked this hit position, but it works. Yep, he just has Idis Balance looking at it, wondering. He's confused as well. Stands at it, taps and gets the chance to take him away. Next level strategy from Big, but an advantage coming in as they head towards the ramp room.
Maybe we'll see more of it in the future. The teams will start picking this up.
Maybe. 30 seconds left though. Big want to hit the lower bomb site. Taps and swings wide. A chance to pick up the kill, but Magix is doing well. And now they're running over the top of him. He wants to pick this up, and it's a good kill. Tizian picks up one on towards him. A 3v4, 18 seconds left. The bomb plant needs to start coming through. Mir's close by, and he's still a problem, along with the 2 players available towards the double door. Mir goes in towards the vent, and they're looking to play the retake instead of the denial. Still, that is a bit of a problem. They have the man deficit, and Big just holding on. They just need to waste the time. They've got good post-plant positions as well. Young in the control room, no one presenting themselves. The player you would want to see is Xanterra's on 6 HP. But at this point, I think Team Spirit are just going to back off, save this. They haven't gotten the opportunity. Big play it well. Discipline.
I really like how Spirit approaches. They know they've got low money, and every player understands, okay, look for a fight, but do not risk it if it doesn't look good immediately. They take their time, they're peeking out, they're trying to catch some headshot angles, and as soon as, 2, 3 engagements are found but no kills, all right, let's leave. Let's get out of here. There's no point just throwing these weapons away. Big had the information on where their opponents were, and Spirit play it well. So they avoid being completely desolated. Because I said if Big win this round, then that's almost a 7th guaranteed, but not anymore because now they're running up against 3 rifles. You can see something like an auto shotgun maybe make an appearance now for Team Spirit. It can be helpful to hold towards main. Yeah. We've seen players on ramp with it. Or indeed just the SMGs in the same kind of positions can definitely work out. So it's not too much of a weakness for them. Definitely not a free round coming up for Big.
That's the thing about Nuke. You can get a lot of these unorthodox weapons that maybe don't work on too many other maps, but they're certainly viable on this map in particular. The XMs, the UMPs, you can pick up even just pistols and have those close quarters on top of the hut, and they can still be so potent. So certainly a lot of viable options coming through here for Team Spirit, and like you said, Big have to give this the respect that it requires. They've posted 6. They're in a position where they might just get themselves a 7th on the board. That would be absolutely brilliant for this Big side. They have picked this map. They're showing the preparation. Perhaps not in terms of, getting their smokes down towards outside perfectly, but again, we've discussed that it may just be a next level strategy, Mitch. But finally, they do it well this time.
Even with the Molotov, those smokes work fairly well. The gap isn't huge.
Oh no.
That was a team flash as well.
Tabson was just completely blinded by it as he moved through. He was kind of caught in no man's land. Xanterra's, though, has got up towards heaven. They may not be expecting this. He spots him, but he doesn't want to take the shot. He knows that he would be in an unfavorable position if they knew he was there and they got behind that wall quickly, but he spots Chopper. This will be a kill. Surely!
Oh my God.
No, Xanterra's the trigger discipline. It was slightly too much and he cannot take the kill. Chopper drops in quickly enough, and that's a frustrating one to lose. Xanterra's was in a prime position. He was the linchpin in this big attack in round number 12.
He looks like someone's just stolen his ice cream, to be honest. Like, someone
That's
just
only
slapped
with
it out of his hand, like a full cone just on the ground.
But I mean, it would be you that would come up with the worst thing imaginable is someone stealing your ice cream. But next, moving forward, gonna try and get revenge for his fallen teammate, and he's successful in doing so. Headshot connects on towards Chopper. Man advantage on the CT side. Next is naded up towards Heaven, but Tizian, he's wrapping. He's in behind. Mir was burning, but he's still a kill. Sumda Young cannot pick it up, and 30 kills came in from Big. So quickly, one after another, and it's all on Magix. A 1 versus 3 with the M4A1S.
Does he go for this with that money? I don't feel like he does. 1v3, they don't know how much damage was done. Okay, Tizian's low, that call's definitely going to be there. He was hit with an XM up close. I don't know if they have a read on how low Nex is, and it's not even significant enough that if you knew that HP, you'd go for it. AWP save, but no, he's not going to get away with it as Tizian takes him down and finds a third in the round. Huge round from Tizian, usually the support for Big, and now 7-5. 7 rounds on the board. Big have done more than what I expected from them in this half, and now anything from this point forward is a bonus, including the fact that Spirit have got no money. Like a buy at this point, they can manage it. Idis Balance can get an AWP, but I'd rather just a mix of investment. Take some pistols, take some SMGs, and then the next round you get your full buy. Yes, you don't want to give Big 8 rounds in the T. You don't want to give anyone 8 rounds in the T side of Nuke, but there comes a point where you have to accept you've already messed up. Don't throw it away now.
The problem is here for Big, the problem was earlier on, was the fact that they managed a very weak half. But this time they picked up quite a few, and this could be really solid moving into the second. This could turn things on its head. Xanterra's a good kill towards Chopper, but is looking at his own teammate instead of Mir. And he will fall to Mir, who gets aggressive. A good pickup coming through on the Deagle. And now it's a 4v4. Open the hands of Idis Balance. Magic's moving forward. Idis Balance is able to find Tabson. CT side, a buy that was looking so weak, now looking strong. Up against Big, they've got the man advantage, and Magix pulls away at the right time because Tizian was coming that way. I think Magix probably would have lost that duel due to the fact that there's the sheer amount of players here on Big. Every single player remaining is coming in towards Magix, who's got himself a better position to deal with multiple players, especially with the backup of Idis Balance, who picks off the first. Magix rattles them off, and no, not like this Big. This buy was weak as anything. And Team Spear about to win off the back of it.
This is really disappointing. Next has to 1v4.
And got a flank coming in as well.
From everywhere. They're ramp, they're under, they're in hell, they're coming behind from radio. He's made it down, though, towards the B bomb site somehow, making the best of a bad situation with just that one kill. Might be able to get the bomb plant, as Sumda Young's the closest. Looks back up towards the ramp, and yeah, he's caught by him. A good round by Spirit, and I really like that investment. That was well thought through. So you have the AWP going on Idis Balance. He buys down to 1K. Let's say they lose that round. Well, Mur had $3,750, which means that after that, he's then going to be able to buy an AWP, drop it to Idis Balance, and only one player would be left with a weakness. That's a good gamble to make. I mean, you see it pay off here, but even if they get damage in and keep the T economy low, and then they have one weaker weapon, for example, an XM, that's still perfectly viable. So really maximizing the economy there. A very smart decision from Team Spirit that pays off with the 6th round on the board, and the potential now to stop Big on 7, which is still a good scoreline, but certainly making the best of a bad situation.
Well, Big make their way through. They want to drop in towards the vents, and they've done that successfully. It's a headshot, smooth it gone. Man advantage to play with now over on Team Spirit. Big start to back away.
No smokes left, so moving towards outside was a no-no in this round. At this point, anyways. With Spirit conceding a little bit of ramp control, though, Idis Balance moving back, he might just leave the ramp completely open where Big are about to move down through. I mean, Tizian is already down on the B-bomb site, and he's been spotted now by Magix, and no support there, no one able to trade. The other big players were still sat outside A. That's a little bit disappointing. And the call there, obviously, for him to go in a flank, but with the window's not broken, he has to make noise, and immediately then they're looking at him. Young's fine where he is from that molly.
Idis balance. Up in heaven, it's going to be Young picking up a kill. Idis balance getting another, as Young has backup from his teammates. I like the discipline from him. He doesn't overextend once he's dropped to 4 HP, but they've pulled it back. It's even again. And yes, Big have got 7 already on the T side, which we've already discussed is plenty. It is enough, but they'll be looking for the 8th round as they move into this last round of the first half. Team Spirit, all up in the hands of Idis balance, who has been pretty strong. You know, he's just chipping away at them every now and then. Every round it feels like he just has a kill. Maybe hasn't been flashy in the recent rounds or recent games, but he's always just been there, consistently picking away player after player. That's the last round of the first half. Huge gap in the smoke to play with here for Mir, but he doesn't quite capitalize. Instead, it's Idis balance who picks up the initial kill, and Big start to send players over in towards these smokes. Mir checking on through.
Now looking for something to work for him as he moves out, though, cut off by Nex, who was just stood out in the middle of long, or outside. Why not? They caught him off guard, certainly with that angle. He was waiting for the peek to come through, suspected him to be in the corner, and a 4 versus 4 to play out. Big recovering from that earlier pick found by Idis balance as they now move down through Secret. Tizian finds one. I think that's up towards the A-bomb site, leaving Spirit unaware that the B is about to be taken, if it even is. Looks like they're going to split up through the vents, keeping their options open, but hopefully not spreading themselves too thin. They know Idis balance is lurking around on an AWP, and you don't want to be losing a player here. Tizian, though, just feeds him one.
Back to even odds again in equilibrium. 3v3. Smooya holding in from the control room. We've got some terrorists at the double door, and he's been finished off. Magix finds the bomb, throws a Molotov. Was meant to land on top of it, but instead on top of the rafter. Nex needs to spring into action. Idis balance picks off Smooya, so it's now Nex again. In a 1v3, he nearly catches Idis balance looking the wrong way, but the sniper turns around and finds him. It's 7 at the half. It's time for a break, but we will see if Big can claw this back and force us to a 3rd. The fumble in the last round, Big only managed 7 rounds on the T side. I say only, but that is certainly a good performance, considering on Dust 2, they had a very slow first half, and it cost them in the end. 8 on the board for Team Spirit, and a chance now for them to take this 2-0, but Big certainly want to be fighting to grab us a 3rd map. And, well, Big certainly have looked better on this map, but again, there's those mistakes that we're seeing. You know, there's failed outside smokes, a couple of 4v3s being thrown. There are certainly problems in terms of the mid-round calling or just the team in general having a lot of mistakes coming through.
Luckily, Toby's been talking for the last 2 minutes. Certainly had plenty to say, as I think anyone would. And one thing they brought up on the desk was Zantara is going to be able to keep the form he had in the last couple of rounds in Dust 2. Finished off that half on 4 kills, so no. But now maybe the CT side will help him recover it a little bit. We certainly hope something changes for Big as they hold down towards ramp. Team Spirit rush in, but they lose 1 player. The flashbang's really slowing them down, and great utility usage from Tizian, granting his teammates 3 kills.
Well, Mir and Chopper left alone. This is perfect from Big. Mir and Chopper have so much to do as they run back in towards the site. Tamsin spotting, and it will be Nex who takes the kill. Tamsin finishes it off. And Big, they will find the pistols that they so desperately needed.
Yeah, Tizian takes the utility there, and if he doesn't have those flashes, they lose ramp control straight away, probably 2 players as well. But as you saw, Team Spirit, they start the rush out, they're ready to rumble. Boom, they're all blind. They kind of stop in their tracks, like, what's going on? Another flash in. Zentara's next, picking up the kills as they go. And now we're looking at an 8-8 scoreline tied up, but we saw Big win out the pistol round in half number 1 and then lose 5 in a row. Is that going to be the case here? Well, there's only one way to find out. That's to take a look at what Spirit are buying up. They've got Deagles in play, 5 of them alongside utility, 4 smokes. We know now it takes at least 4 to smoke outside. You got to double smoke every angle. But provided that they're not running the same strap buck, they should be more than enough to get them through the rounds. Hopefully close in the distance on Big and use those Deagles as we know they can. We've seen it from them before, certainly on the previous map. And we'll see what they can do with them right now as they make a very slow approach before eventually lobbing their smokes on outside. Big are taking notes. Oh, is that how it's supposed to be done?
Yeah, good outside execute coming in from Team Spirit. That'll allow them to have access to the secret stairs as they want to put a little bit of pressure also in towards the ramp rooms. And Terrace and all fine goals should be able to pick off one and potentially just fall back. But the timing he got back, and that's a problem. He was in a perfect position, and then he just looks away. Terrace is having one of the most uncomfortable games. I feel so bad for him. Some Die Young will find a headshot. Smooya on the MP9. And this is looking good for Team Spirit on the Deagles. They've got the opening, they've got the follow-up, and they've got the advantage. With 40 seconds left on the clock, Smooya already in the lower bomb site, needs to deliver on this MP9 as they're coming towards him. Mia, another headshot, and Smooya couldn't get anything done. So Tabs in the next, they've got such important weapons that they can't afford to throw away.
Don't think Smooya was happy about dying there. I'm glad our mics didn't pick up what he said. The 8-8, it's disappointing for Big. They know they've lost this round at that point. And for Spirit, I think you're, again, going to be smiling. Yeah, take your pistol rounds is what they're saying. Go ahead, have them.
That's the thing, right? The thing is, a lot of these T players have discussed it's actually better to lose the pistol sometimes than it is to win it. But it's not like they came into this with a strong T round force buy, right? They came into it after losing the pistol convincingly, not getting that bomb plant. They came in with just Deagles, and they still make it work. So I think this one's just more on the fact that Team Spirit have so many strong individuals and they just are able to do incredible things with the Eagles. So 9-8. The good start in the second half that Big were hoping for may have just faltered, but they're going to come back into this one with an investment. Smooya on the scout. They still have the M4 on towards next. It's not going to be a whole lot else for everyone else, but we'll see what they can do. Thompson's still available with the Deagle. P250's in play on Tizian. We'll see what Big can muster with this little buy. Team Spirit certainly in the better position. These seem very quick indeed. Smoke's coming in again towards outside. Smooya scoped in towards top silo, hoping he can do damage, and he connects on towards Mir.
Good tag, backs away from the Molotov. Flash coming over, another peek to come through. Can't find anyone just yet. With no smokes towards outside, he knows he's got an angle there if he wants it. I'm not actually a fan of him breaking the windows there because it provides them a route to push in if they want to. But next comes in and takes down Idis Balance to give a man advantage over towards towards Big rather. As Spirit have outside control firmly in their grasp, but they've got to recover from Mur on 12 HP and Idis Balance being dispatched very early on. Oh, Smooya's being caught out in the open though. He's going to be shot at from Garage, and that's frustrating as Magix wins out that duel. But quite a lot of damage done to Chopper as the tag was landed. This could be set up well enough for Big to close out the round. But it is relying very heavily on these pistols to do some damage.
Still 4v4, 40 seconds. Some Die Young. Contact through the door, catches Tizian. Headshot has been landed, and Tizian was just so scared there. He got caught with a nade in his hand and desperately tried to run away from that situation, but Some Die Young was quick enough to land the shots and drop him. 30 seconds, Some Die Young looks to line them up, but Centeres gets a kill on the Deagle and starts to fall away. Next, picking up one on the Deagle as well. This is looking good. Next with 3 huge 1Ds and a brilliant 4K overall. 9 on the board now for Big. They needed that to go their way, and Next steps up with a hero play.
That's what you need, really. Give a little bit of, get a bit of wind back in the sails. 9-9. Big going in for the full investment, but Spirit not in the same category. Even though they've emptied their bank accounts, they're only able to afford the 1 Krieg. And a couple of pistols. Looking early on towards ramp with a bit of aggression coming through from Magix. Idis Balance has gone outside very quickly. Look at this, no smokes even going down. They weren't even popped in towards hell. He just said, I'm just going secret, guys. And he's gone. Completely down with the Krieg in hand. Smoothie's about to peek him, but wins out the duel.
Yeah, Smoothie was too fast in that position. Idis Balance was hoping that he could catch them off, but Magix, he will fall to Xanteros through this time. Capable of holding the ramp, but finally the Tech 9 springing into action. Not a weapon that you see too often in the current meta, and it's certainly delivering there for Sumdai Young. Gives him his 9th kill. Smoothie stands at the bottom of the vent. Scope ready to drop them as they fall, but instead Team Spirit avoid the vent room completely, and instead are going to be walking towards outside. 54 seconds to decide what they want to do. And they're definitely just walking together past the red container. No one is here from the CT side. No one's spotting this happening. Boost coming up again, failed a little bit. But they continue to walk in, but Smooth is ready for it. He's relocated, and well, he's got himself 1 kill, make it 2, make it 3. Smoothia, 3 kills on the deagle, an easy hold, and another quad kill added to the collection.
Not too shabby from Smoothie right there. We're talking about him having a great performance this tournament so far, and that's certainly a return to grace. So he's starting to catch up on Nex. Again, the lowest rated player of this tournament so far. Or not of this team, sorry, so far. Maybe not the tournament. I don't know. Haven't checked. But certainly has been having the best of times. But this map right here, yeah, it's a whole different ball game.
A huge showing from Nex overall. And while Team Spirit going to be charging in towards outside. Smoothia delivering yet again. Another one from Smoothia. There's another one. Can he just keep going? Every single kill going towards him. Tabson is overrun by the Glock. And yes, it may just be against the Glocks, but Smoothia made it look flashy. He's dropped the 5 HP, so perhaps his antics in this round are over. Doesn't want to lose the snipers, so instead sends his teammates in to deal the rest of the damage. 11-9, big. Certainly a round that they wanted to pick up in that fashion. And now the problem starts to lie with Team Spirit, who have started to lose that momentum. Big showing that they can wield the pistols as well. And now Team Spirit, they've got the 3 AKs, the SG in play on Idis Balance. They don't have the open in their hands, so it's really all the rifles that need to get it done. Wouldn't be surprised if there was a change in pace here from Team Spirit. They've shown in the past they like a fast, high-octane play on their T side.
They have indeed, and look at this, just rushing towards ramp. IGL Dinko's right again, as Xantares finds 1 second on the headshot. And Team Spirit on the back of that go, maybe we won't push that smoke. We won't test Xantares and see how many he can pick up.
I mean, I like the idea from Team Spirit because they know that that's been a weakness for Big earlier on, right? Xantares wasn't able to hold quite a bit, so they see that weakness in ramp and wonder if they can exploit it, but instead are just met with a brick wall. Xantares this time is ready for it and finds himself 2 headshots. Taps and holds towards that side, and their plan B is out the window. There's a player in to the left, just beyond this door. Smoothia, just waiting for them to come around that corner. Smoke up into his face. He will start to spam through. Magix is pretty low. And he comes through and finishes him off. So perfect from Nex. It's all on Sumdai Young. Left into a 1 versus 5. And with that Nea getting the kill, they know there was presence there. So they know the possibility, if you're in a 2v5, that you're going to be playing together, so they should be aware that the general positioning of Sumdai Young is in towards the lobby, but now it's confirmed. Pete comes through.
35 seconds, bomb in his hands, on his back rather. He's not rushing out with the bomb in his hands, but he might as well. He ran into an AWP, Tabson dispatched him either way, and put a 12th on the board for Big. They are fighting hard to get to Mirage. And Spirit certainly not making it easy for them, but those last couple of rounds are starting to look better and better as we go. This should be another round on the board for Big. Taking a look at the Spirit economy after investing into the previous. There's a timeout through, though, for Spirit as they're discussing exactly what they want to do. I think the decision will more than likely be just a few pistols. I don't know if we're even going to see armor coming through. Very few players could afford it, and even at that, Sumdai Young is one of them. I'd rather see him just save over instead of buying armor for the next round so they can get that AWP out.
Well, we just got to see again that attempt from Team Spirit to change the pace up. Zantares does a really solid job at just holding it off, but we're right back into the action. Just the Eagles, like you said. The deco coming in. Only one player picking up a set of Kevlar, and it is Sumdai Young. And it's not even a set, it's just the light Kevlar. No helmet involved in this. So, flash up. tabseN wants to get aggressive. He's pushed up behind the red container. And this could certainly be a position that delivers a lot of rewards for tabseN, but he needs to be careful he doesn't get caught off by the player about to push through the smoke, and instead, it's the player from top Marshmallow who takes his head off.
Nice shot to return it, though, by Smooya. As Idas Balance falls, he tries to take the head peek angle, but it doesn't work out at all. Mur eliminating him and putting it into a man advantage now for the decoing team. Zantara is playing with fire by continuing to peek these deagles on outside. Eventually, he's got the support coming in from Tizian up above. They know there's a player in Garage, and they're committing a lot of their resources to trying to take him down.
Yeah, it's not again big. You know, this has happened
Please.
before. You've lost to the Deagles.
Chopper's got an op now.
Yeah.
This is dangerous.
No, this is looking favorable for Spirit massively, of course. Big have got to show us that they can somehow pull this back, and it's certainly not going to be easy, but the two AKs still available in the hands of very solid players, Tizian and Zantares. Can they pick up the shots? Tizian's going to fall. Chopper with the AWP able to pick it up, and now it's all on Zantares. And they know exactly where he is. He'll deal with a sniper. Chopper drop, but both of the players left on the T side now have picked up rifles. Tap from Zantares is accurate. The headshot is in, but still the 1v1. 4 HP to his name, and a Turkish aim star pulls it off. Zantares gets 13 for Big. A huge clutch. He has been dormant, but the beast is awake.
4 HP. Not only that, but Spirit losing it really because they failed a Molotov up towards heaven. He was able to just walk out. Had it even have landed, but too deep, too shallow, anything, and ticked him once, he would be dead by now. A beautiful clutch to come through. You could just see the confidence. He knew we cannot give this round to Spirit. And beautifully handled.
He plays it really well as well in the way that he was using the cover of heaven and the elevated advantage as well. Really good stuff from Zantares. 13-9, 3 away from victory. That might just be enough to put Big in a position where they can take this over. But Team Spirit, the crazy thing was that was a deco, right? They saved money for this round. This is the more important one coming right up. And Chopper is going to clear all of the corners close by, but he's been dinked up. He's taking damage from the taps of tabseN.
Spirits stagnate on outside. The smoke's still up. They're able to cross safely through the secret, taking their time as they do. Watching their steps. Now they dissipate, but Zantares is here. He's got a smoke in his hand, watching the pixel of the doorway. Comes out, though, just to make sure they're not already down. Finds one, looking for more, and there's the headshot. Zantares, he seems to warm up towards the end of the maps, as he certainly is here. 13 on the board for Big, and they're looking for a 14th with a 3-man advantage.
It is certainly true that Zantares took some time on Dust 2 to get involved. But this is a great showing from him. Mir left alone 1v5. He won't pick up the first kill. Second attempt, not landing. At this point, Big should have limited him rather simply. And tabseN confirms. 14-9. Big. It feels like a matter of time before they will pick this up. Team Spirit have looked pretty uninspiring on their T side. There's been a couple of rounds on the Deagles that have looked good, but other than that, there hasn't been a whole lot to write home about.
Take a look at the investment from Spirit. They have very little utility. And if you see those smokes deployed, that's more than likely where the push is going to come through. You can't afford to, for example, throw outside smokes and do nothing with it, just to rob over the information. Flashes on outside. No smokes coming through just yet. tabseN's in a lot of trouble. Fully Molotov. There's not a whole lot of range on his movement, and he's only 4 HP after the spams coming through. As Spirit look to take the A-bomb site, at least that's where they're skirmishing early on, and there's the shot on Smooya. That may prompt them forward.
Oh, the lineup was nearly there from the spam. I just got an inkling of where tabseN could be playing from. He's 4 HP. 4v4. It's a game of 4 as it seems, but tabseN looks scoped in. Player beyond the corner, but they're moving up together. This is the way you push. tabseN did this earlier on Dust 2. He didn't have a teammate with him. He also failed to hit the shot, but this time he connects to the brain. Chopper needs to do the same. Connected to his own brain to engineer a way to win this for Team Spirit.
Oh, that's not ideal what Magic's being taken down and the aggression coming through. I mean, Tabson is low, but even at that, if you remove him from the equation, it's a 3 versus 2 with Spirit on outside control. They have to go back towards T-Spawn to pick up that bomb. Zantara is about to get timing on Chopper. Maybe not, as he goes down. A quick headshot up towards heaven we go. That's good control for them. They can now split in from 2 different angles. 25 seconds, it's just about enough to work with.
Thing is, for Chopper as well, they're in a position where he has got Mir on 100 HP to play with as well. Low HP on Tabson, but Mir starts to sprint around the back, and that's a perfect play. Tizian was not aware. 10 seconds, they've got to get the bomb planted, and Chopper is on the lower bomb side, but Mir's planted on A. 5 seconds, he's going for this, he's putting the digits in, and Chopper needs to get quickly up here. Mir needs to hold on, and nearly gets the kill. The bomb plant is through, but Chopper, they're low HP. 1 bullet is enough for both of them, and he does it. A big Britain play, and Chopper pulls it off.
He was so lucky they were low. My God. I mean, with less than 20 seconds left, he's just going down ramp. I see the bomb going, hey, I'm like, what is going on? But he catches him off guard. I mean, there's no way you could have expected him to be there realistically.
I mean, it is a very strange round coming in. Chopper obviously going for the big wrap with his teammate, having to fully commit to the plant, but they were so low. Big just peeking in towards him, and he lines them up.
He's laughing there. He knows. Like, that's not a play that works out every day of the week, but
that is the probably one of the only ways he could have won that, right? If they line up for him, they're low HP, he's running up a vent, he still gets the kill.
The guy he peeks first has an op that's looking at him, doesn't hit the shot. It's like, it's a lot of factors working against him there, but you pull that out, and now 14-10. Big are going to be scratching their heads about what just happened to them.
I think Big were kind of wondering, though, where he was. So at least that paid off, you know. The decision to go back through the lower bomb site, they were trying to check a lot of the close positions and up towards heaven, perhaps, but comes out through the vent, had to move quickly.
Considering his last position was hell, you would imagine he's heaven with the plant as well.
That's the smart part about the play. Magic's pushed up in towards radio already. Chopper, I'm sure, fired up after the clutch coming through. Molt already, that'll land towards secret stairs to clear if anybody's playing there. And Smooya was playing there at the start of the second half, but has somewhat stagnated in terms of his approach and his impact that he's delivered. Instead, we've seen other players step up and deliver, which is always good to see. Tabson sits back on the ramp, and Team Spirit go back into the slower default approach.
With their smoke still remaining, presumably this is going to be laid outside smokes, looking at the positions they're currently occupying towards the T-spawn. We'll see them try to go down through secret with some more units, and that's why Big are backing off a little bit there as the smokes come over. Maybe not. Re-aggressing up on the angle. Zantaras is looking for it. And he finds it. There's one. Now time to leave. Spirit, though, they leave as well. They're not committing towards outside despite using up pretty much all of their utility on it. They've got a smoke left on Sumdai Young, but they've gained nothing really for their outside shenanigans. 30 seconds left. The push through is going to be difficult with all this big utility.
Speaking of big utility, they just toss a load of it towards the door. Next throwing a Molotov. No, hiding behind the vent. The Molotov coming in front of his face, but Tizian will be able to pick up the headshot. Good kill from Sumdai Young coming through in the MAC-10, but Next is hiding behind old vent. Needs to line them up. That's the bomb on the floor yet again. And while Spirit, they do crumble. 15-10. Big on that point. Map number 2, their map pick. Certainly seeming like it's going to go their way. It's got to take a perfect 5 rounds in a row from Team Spirit just to force overtime. But the most likely of outcomes is we're going to map number 3. We're going the distance.
Mirage being a very puggy map. That's what we were a little bit worried about, considering how Dust 2 panned out. But Big's performance has amped up when it's come towards the end of D2, certainly in the later stages of this game here on Nuke. But will they be able to do it from start to finish on Mirage? That's the real question.
That's the thing, right? We're seeing everyone step up here on Big. Even Nex has had a big performance. And that's really solid to see. And that's what you need on a map like Mirage. So Big looking good. They've got to get it done. Chopper moving forward is a man that clutched a huge round for them 2 previous, but Zantaras was also a player to do the same for his roster. He's in towards the secret stairs. Magic's just getting close and personal in the smokes as Team Spirit clear the warehouse. They realize it's completely clear in Garage. Run boost over the top to get Chopper into a better position. Good teamwork coming through. No one spotted. I guess I have to move on up. Next in Hell. He will be the first point of contact if anybody comes this way. They're going to have to deal with him, and he has been playing really well, but Chopper is coming towards him and might just have... Oh no, he spotted him on the ladder. Chopper sprays away. Next, a little bit unaware that they could be there, but luckily tabseN is available for the trade.
And Team Spirit react by going straight down into Secret. Xantares again with that pixel angle, drops the smoke as soon as he sees them, and holds for the rush to come on through. This is bad now for Spirit. They know that they can't really push down through Secret until that smoke fades, but they'll wait for Idis Balance, group up and make the push together. The rifle now here to help them out, but the molly going through a little late.
Yeah, another timing that's catching Xantares off. He swings open the single door, goes back and finds a player coming through the double, and that's the bomb. A big player to find, especially with 10 seconds left. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to a third map. It's all in Idis Balance. No time to win it, and Big get it done. 16-10. A huge performance from pretty much everyone on this team. Clutches, individual plays, multi-frags, pistol wins. We had it all, and Big finally get it over the line.
A messy T-side, but they managed to pull it back in the end. Next, with 22 kills, you really got to give him a shout-out. He performed much better than expected coming onto this map, and certainly than he has in this tournament so far. Big performance from Big.
I think Big is definitely the word you've got to use here, and while we're going on to a third map, Mirage, we've kind of alluded to what we can expect on this one. It's certainly going to be a more puggy-style map where it's going to favor maybe the CIST side style, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Big can do because they have certainly showed up in this second map looking much better. This is the kind of Big we're expecting, right? This is the organization that has put a lot into this team. This is the players that we know have the potential, but they haven't really shown it as of late. You know, this is the first map they've won in a long time. They didn't win a single map at DreamHack. They come into this tournament, they haven't got a map win under their belt, but finally they've broken the curse.
Absolutely. Eventually it had to work out. We've got Next stepping it up on a level he's not expected to. You've got players like Xantares, who, yes, he's warming up towards the end of the maps. Now what we need to see from him is a little bit more consistency from start to finish. And Smooya, of course, he's just been a treat to watch throughout this tournament so far. Slightly quieter here, but it can be expected when you've got players like Next stepping it up like that.
Yeah, Next has definitely elevated his performance, as have Big, and that's really the reason they've got it over the line here at this point. And on Mirage, it's definitely a map where I could see it going either way, but with the performance that Big put into this, I would definitely say going into it, they've got a better mentality probably moving into this final map.
Yeah, one positive to draw for Spirit, though, is the fact that moving on to Mirage, we've got Chopper playing really well. I'm enjoying watching him because it's been something we've talked about on Spirit for quite a while, that we expected more from Chopper than what he's putting forward. Certainly back in Vega, he was doing a lot better, but with the IGL roll on his shoulders, it's maybe holding him back a little bit. Wasn't the case here on Nuke, despite the win not going their way.
Well, a big step up and a map number 3 on its way. We've got a short break, but then we'll be back with the final map of the series.